water for 2 seconds, wait 15 seconds, and then compare it so you get the most accurate reading. And then if you wait too long, then of course it goes the other way. You start getting less and less accurate. So you have a little window there to kind of compare it, and you're wanting it to get in these little boxes here. These top two are the same, really. One's testing for chlorine, one's testing for bromine. It's the same thing, it's just checking for sanitizer level. So you probably won't get much of that today until that has a chance to kind of eat through it. So tomorrow you'll come back maybe and it'll be more in this pinkish, bluish zone, okay?
And where does it want to be?
It wants to be just a little bit of color. You don't want it bright blue or bright pink, just because that means it's too much chlorine. You can get a bleach smell. People can get leg hair burned off kind of situation if you go way high, like a hotel pool kind of situation. So the other two have to do with your alkalinity and your pH. Usually the alkalinity travels together with your pH, so we give you two chemicals to balance that out. You have adjust up and adjust down, and they do what it says on the tin. One adjusts it down, one adjusts it up, okay? We have you start small with them. If we ever tell you do any adjustments, we'll have you start with like a capful, and then wait 12 hours and then see if you need to do another one, just because if you do too much at a time, you can overcorrect and then you're stuck on the other side of it, okay? So this is stuff that, you know, maybe call us if you're having issues with it. This first week or so, if you're here at the property, I would just test it at least one more time this week and see if it needs to be adjusted down. I did add one capful here when I started it up, but it probably won't need much more than maybe one or two more this week, okay? So we'll just keep an eye on those on that level with this. The last couple things we've got here are just kind of maintenance and preventative. This is just granulated chlorine, so I'm not sure how much you guys will use this. This would be for emergencies, say someone's dog jumped in, someone dropped a burrito in there or something like that. You can throw a capful of this in and it will turn the water yellow because it doesn't mix with the bromine, but it does kind of stir everything up and get the chemicals neutralized and then gassed out of it. So this is just for emergencies. And if you're at that point, you know, if someone's dropping a burrito or something, you're better off to just dump the water anyways. But like you said, if it's on a fresh fill, like someone just does it here maybe this week or something, you can try bringing it back with that boost, okay? This one is the most important one, and I would maybe even leave this out here for guests to put in or for you or your people to come by and dump it in. This is just a shock oxidizer. I don't know if you're familiar with it or heard that before for ponds or pools or anything like that, but it will help the chlorine do its job. So the chlorine neutralizes bacteria and skin and sweat and all that stuff and keeps it from growing and multiplying. This stuff will help it gas off and get it out of the tub for you, okay? So we recommend you do one cap full after each use, and you can leave it out here with that written on a Sharpie or something for guests to use. It doesn't always happen, but you can always, you know, say you don't want to do the drain and refill between the visits, like the water's a little cloudy. You or your guys can come by and dump in like 3 or 4 capfuls of this, leave the lid open just like this and let it kind of circulate, and that'll kind of gas stuff off and clear it up a bit.
How long would that need to happen with the lid off?
Just for a jet cycle. So these jets will run for 20 minutes and then turn off automatically.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what your guys' routine is, but you know, maybe start here, add the chemicals, go about doing your checks and stuff, and maybe halfway through you come back and shut this up, or before you go. Like I said, I don't know what your routines are, but maybe this would be kind of the start and the end of it, just depending on what you're doing that day, I guess. And then the last thing is just a preventative, and this would be if you're going to keep the water for longer than a couple months. So you want to add 4 ounces of this once a month, just to keep minerals suspended in the water instead of falling out and making deposits in the lines, on the sides of the tub, that kind of thing.
So even if we were to replace the water just once a month,
then I wouldn't worry too much about this.
Got it. Okay.
I did it just now, just because I'm not sure where we're going to land with everything. Sure. So you may never use it again. You may use it a lot. You know, it just depends.
Yep.
And you guys might use it more in the wintertime. You know, I'm not sure what your guys' rental schedule is or anything like that, but you know, sometimes there's a peak in the slow season, and you guys can kind of, you know, decide on when you want it drain and flip around that as well.
Okay.
But the drain for it is right here on this side. Okay. I see a little bit of water coming from it, so just want to make sure we got that tight on the inside too.